come around, got the whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What is going on YouTube? Once again, I'm here back with another Madden mobile video. Here in this video, I'm gonna show you guys the best plays to use when you're playing League versus League or you know, any type of gameplay mode. So make sure to click that like button and subscribe if you guys are new. Turn on notifications so you guys can be notified whenever I do drop a new video. So what you can do here in this game is this is something new that they added. You can actually customize your playbook here in Madden Mobile 25. And when it comes to your playbook, excuse me, you have a playbook budget. So each one of these plays, you know, costs a certain amount of points, and the total playbook budget is 145 points. So you have to be wise when you're customizing your playbook. You can't necessarily have, you know, every single play that you want in your playbook. That's why I'm making this video, to show you guys, you know, the best plays to, you know, spend your budget on, you know what I mean? So like I said, make sure to click that like button and make sure to subscribe. Turn on notifications because we are pumping out content. We are on that road to 100K. You know, we're dropping that Madden mobile. We dropped that NBA Live mobile to college football 25, you know what I mean? So you guys do not want to miss an upload. Alright, so this is what my playbook is currently looking like right now. These are the current plays that I like. So what we're going to do is we're going to, because a lot of, like, everybody's different, you know what I mean? A lot of people have their own schemes that they like running with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through each play style, and then I'm going to show you guys the best plays from each one. And then what we'll do is we'll dive into some gameplay, and then I'll show you guys these plays in action. Alright, so when it comes to the short pass, SE curl in, I like this a lot because if you guys take a look at the play, right, if I were you, I would focus on the slant that's right in the middle. That's your first read. Alright, the slant in the middle is the first read. The second read is the in route, which is to the right of the slant. If the slant is covered, then the in route is going to be wide open every single time. So I like to use SE curl in when I'm in the red zone, because 10 times out of 10, you know what I mean, you can either hit that slant or you can hit the in route and you're scoring a touchdown every single time. Alright, level sail is also a good one. I actually have both of these plays in my playbook. Level sail is the same concept. Alright, you have the in route, which is like the short end. You could take a look at that first. If that's open, you want to hit that right away, because if you hit that right away, you could easily get 5 easy yards out the gate, and you can maybe even get a first down if that is open out the gate. Your second read is going to be this corner route, all right, with the tight end. You look at the in route, right? If you see that it's covered, go for the corner real fast. If the corner route is open, then hit the corner route. If those two routes are covered, you should have that deep in route, which is highlighted in red. You should have that open. If everybody, you got to make your reads quickly though, you know what I mean? If those 3 routes are covered, you have the flat that could be open. All right, that's why I like this play, because you have 4 different routes that you could look at, and you're guaranteed at least 5 yards with this play going against any coverage, you know what I mean? So like I said, I'm going to use these plays in action. We're going to dive into some gameplay, and I'm going to show you guys how good these plays really are. So when it comes to short pass, right, SE curl in, level sail, those are the 2 plays that you want in your playbook. All right, let's go to play action. I don't really like play action because it takes too long. The best play in play action though is PA slot crosses. It costs too much though, so I would actually ignore play action. When it comes to the run, you want strong toss. It only requires 5, and then you kind of like strong toss is the only one you really need. It's the cheapest one. It only requires 5. I have HB Wham as well because it was already in my playbook. When it comes to these run plays, right, if you need an inside run, what I would recommend is see, you don't want to get any runs that cost 10, you know what I mean? You want to stick to the 5. So when we take a look at these plays, right, you want the strong toss. It only requires 5. HB Wham I already had. But if you want another inside run that requires 5, you got zone weak right here, which is not bad. And then you also got HB Sting. I would prefer HB Sting because you got some blockers right there on the left side that you can take advantage of. So what we'll do instead of HB Wham is we'll use HB Sting, and then we'll get rid of HB Wham. With HB Wham, you got a motion. You can add another blocker to the left side. I'm actually going to keep HB Wham for that reason, because if you take a look at the play art, right, you have the same amount of blockers as HB Sting, but the difference is HB Wham, you got a tight end motioning over to the left, which is going to give you an extra blocker right there. So yeah, strong toss, HB Wham, those are the 2 plays you want when it comes to the run. And then long pass, all right, I got 3. All right, I got 3. One of them that I have is actually expensive. Your playbook budget is 145, so you can actually, you know, invest into one play that is expensive. Shakes is one of the best ones. Corner cross. When it comes to shakes, you either have the tight end wide open in the middle. The tight end is always my first read. If I take a look at the tight end and he's not open, I take a look at the corner routes on the outside. The flat, a lot of the times, right, draws the corner down so that, you know, these corner routes will be open. You know what I mean? The defender will go towards the flat, and then the corner route will be open on the outside. So you want to look for the tight end first on shakes. If the tight end is not open, look for the corner routes. If the corner routes are not open, go to the flat. It's pretty easy to judge, you know what I mean? Because you know, if you look at the coverage right when you snap the ball, you can kind of see where the defenders are going. So shakes, that's a really good play. Corner cross, same concept. You want to look for the post route in the middle. It's going to be Y. Y is going to be the receiver that you look for. You can kind of tell, like I said, man coverage is very easy to beat with these plays. But if it's zone, right, just take a look at the zones, and you'll be able to find who's open. And the play that I spent on is mesh switch. I like mesh switch because you got the streak in the middle, right? You got a crosser on the left side, and then you also got an out route, or my bad, a corner route with the tight end. You got a drag on the right, and then you also got a flat. So what we're going to do is we'll hop over to competitive real quick, and then we'll do one drive showcasing some of these plays, and I'll show you guys how good these plays are. If you guys are enjoying this video so far, make sure to click that like button, make sure to subscribe. We're utilizing our entire playbook budget right now, you know what I mean, 145 with these plays. And since we updated the team, you know what I mean, if you add these plays with it, our team is actually nice. Can we get the kickoff return? That is why you want a good special teams, so that you can get returns like this. So the first play we're going to showcase is shakes. I like using this in league versus league. So like I said, you want to look for the tight end first. In this case, it's Antonio Gates. When we're looking at it though, if we take a look at the flat routes, right? Let's take a look at their defense. So on the right side, they got a guy that's covering B, and then they got another guy next to it, which is going to cover my flat route. So my flat route is going to draw the second defender down, which means it's going to be one-on-one coverage on the outside with the B route. What we're going to do is we're going to look for the tight end first. You guys can see they got a couple of middle linebackers in the middle. We got Randy Moss on the left side of the screen. So I'm thinking if A is not open, we'll be able to hit one of these corner routes. Let's see what's popping though. You can see Randy Moss one-on-one on the outside, and that's wide open. You got to make your reads quickly, all right, when you're playing Madden Mobile, especially league versus league. What we're going to do now, all right, I want to showcase one of our short passes, level sail. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. So with some of these plays, you get a +5 overall boost. So we got the flat, we got the corner route with A, we got 2 in routes with Y and B, and then we got a drag route if all of those other routes aren't open. So we're looking for Y first. Y is not open, but we do got the flat. Easy. We'll take that out of bounds. You can hit that flat route all day against that coverage. What we'll do now, another short pass. I like this a lot in the red zone. SE curl in. We're not really in the red zone, but I just want to showcase it. So with this coverage right here, all right, this coverage can be kind of tricky. my eyes instantly went to Y. All right, the out route. You got the problem with the out route there is that our X route is getting pressed. So if that cornerback does not follow the X route, then he can cut off that Y route. So I'm instantly going to the slant in the middle. You guys can see there's 2 middle linebackers in there, and then we got the in route with RB. So where I'm looking out the gate is probably this out route. We just gotta hope that that cornerback follows X, but we gotta make our reads quickly. If that out route is covered, we're going to the slant. If the slant is covered, we're going to the in route. Let's see what's popping. Boom, we got the out route right here. You guys can see good block on the outside, but you guys saw, you know, that cornerback followed X on that curl route, which gave us, you know, an open out route, which allowed us to, you know, get some good yards on that play. All right, what we're going to do now, mesh switch. You guys can see the route combo against this coverage. We got Randy Moss on a drag. You guys can see there's a gap right there where we can catch Randy Moss. What I like looking at though is I like looking at a Maserati Marvin Harrison, because you guys can see a lot of the times that cornerback right there that's in front of the A route, he typically does not follow that. All right, you guys can see the coverage they're in. We got some space there in the end zone. So if that A route is covered, we're either going X or we're going Y. All right, that's what we're looking at here. Y corner route looks like it may be open as well. Like I said, we're looking at A first though. A is covered. We're gonna go B here. The Y route, we could have hit Y in the end zone, but he was kind of covered there. Let's do this play one more time. Let's just see what's popping. Man coverage. We got B wide open. We'll take that out of bounds though. But you guys can see that's why I like mesh switch, because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of receivers crossing the field, and if your main target is covered, you know, you have a really good chance at finding one of the crossers wide open. You know what I mean? So the final play we're going to be taking a look at, corner cross. You know what I mean? Right here, we're looking for Y. We are kind of close, but you guys can see typically, boom, you'll be able to find Y open there against man coverage. If it's zone, you'll find them open as well. If Y is not open, then you'll be able to hit one of the corner routes on the outside. If the corner routes are covered, then you'll be able to catch the hitch route, which is B on the right side. All right, so you guys can see how easy we drove down the field. The running plays are self-explanatory. You got the strong toss, you know what I mean? You got the HB wham going up the middle. When it comes to 2-point conversions, I like this fullback flare. I like to hit Randy Moss. If Randy Moss isn't open, we got the fullback coming out the backfield on the flat route going to the right. And then we also got Antonio Gates on the end route, but we're looking for B out the gate. Boom. That's who I like to hit. That's my first read right there. But you guys can see right here, our entire playbook budget is spent, and I'm very comfortable with the plays that we chose. So like I said, your playbook budget is 145. You guys can copy mine right here. You guys saw the plays in action. Short pass, you want level sail, you want SE curl in. I actually also have all in as well as Frisco. All in was the one that I added. You guys can see you got a bunch of those in routes. Somebody's going to be open. There's also an out route on the right side. So those are my 4 for short pass. I have no play action passes. For my runs, we got HB wham, we got strong toss, and then long pass, we got mesh switch, we got corner cross, and we also got shakes. All right, those are the best plays to use in Madden Mobile 25. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to click that like button, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.